We're getting ready for the best football week of the year. We're going to break it down for you. Let's go. All right, James, season 5, episode 21. How are you feeling?
21, dang. Good. Excited. I think this is our most, jam-packed football episode of the year, technically, just because there's so much we have to talk about, and because it's the national title game, it's a lot to talk about in that game specifically. And then there's a bunch of NFL games, obviously, and good games. So it's a lot to break down. It's a lot of, it's just a lot of things to talk about. So it'll be a good episode.
I don't know how this week's going to go, but when I was looking at these divisional games, I kind of felt like something was missing. I don't know, last week the games felt so good, from the start.
Okay.
I don't know, so they just don't feel as enticing this week.
Okay.
I know Rams-Bears should get me pumped, but it just doesn't. Niners-Seahawks, that was 13-3 last time. And then Bills-Broncos, frick the Broncos. They're never exciting. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Futures draft, I had every first round loser. No, I had 4 of them. Yeah, wait.
So
1, 2, 3. So, Will's at 14. I'm at 12. You're at 10. So, all 3 of your teams got 1. Will had the Bears win. He was the only team that played.
So you're telling me
and then I had the Steelers lose, the Chargers lose, the Packers lose, and the Eagles lose. And then Bills, Rams won. So, I found myself with the least amount of teams in.
Uh-oh.
It's interesting, huh? Anyway.
So who do you have left? Do you have just Rams and...
I just have Rams and Bills. Rams and Bills.
Gotcha.
And then, which are my Super Bowl picks, so I'm not going to complain. But
oh, really?
Both of the, spoiler alert. Anyway, both of the 1 seeds are still in for Will, and then he has the Bears, and you have Niners, Patriots, Texans. So all the teams still in got drafted. We'll say that. And there's still a lot of awards to be won. I have Stafford, so I feel pretty good about that.
Drake May.
You have him, yeah. Being an awards finalist gets you one as well, so that definitely helps. Okay, anyway. That might end up deciding this, because this is going to be
good.
Quite an interesting last few weeks of this draft. I got to defend my title. Three-time champion. Dream Team Elite. Oh, if you know, you know. Anyway.
W ball knowledge.
Let's go ahead and start college football playoff national championship.
We're here.
Yeah, so it's number 10 Miami, number 1 Indiana. In Miami. So anyway, James, you want to start us off with your key players?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna start with Miami first. I went with Mark Fletcher, and we've talked about Mark Fletcher for the past friggin' month, I guess, and how good he has been in this college football playoff run for Miami. But against Indiana, it's kind of a different monster he's got to go up against in the run game. You got to be able to run on second down specifically, first and second down. That you have to get in front of the sticks, and if you get behind them and you can't run the ball against Indiana, nothing opens up for Miami, and this game's kind of just a wash for Indiana, and that's the thing, and that's what Miami's done all year, is they've been underdogs in the playoffs, and they've fought back through a lot of adversity, and they're here now. So I don't think Miami's really, coming down from what the moment is. They are ready for the moment, they are excited for the moment, but you got to be able to run the ball in a game like this, especially against a run defense like Indiana. Mark Fletcher's going to play a crucial role. He's been, honestly, maybe besides Malachi Toney, probably been the best player for Miami offensively this whole championship run. So
yeah, who has not been their best offensive player is Carson Beck. And he's my key player. It's just like Mark Fletcher is obviously a huge part of this. But at this point with Carson Beck, we've seen the good, we've seen the bad. Now something's got to give here. It's a national championship game, and against the defense of Indiana has, they're not going to give you anything. You're going to need to see the good of Carson Beck if they have any chance to win this game. So Carson Beck is a big part of this game. Indiana's not just going to give him anything. So.
Yeah, I agree. For Indiana, mine's a group. Mine's literally the entire offensive line. Specifically Pat Coogan, who I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but we have not given enough credit to what Indiana has done with Pat Coogan. And they're able to get him out in space. He was obviously a transfer from Notre Dame, made the national title game last year, transferred to Indiana. He's in another national title game. He's a crucial piece on the offensive line. And the whole question for Miami is, can they pressure Fernando Mendoza with 4? Because if Miami can drop into coverage and they rush their best 4 every single time and they can get to Mendoza, then this game kind of becomes a little like, okay, okay, Miami's hanging in. They're only down 7 going into the fourth. Or like, they've sacked Mendoza 5 times. He can't really get in a groove. Indiana's having to rely on the run game. The run game's been okay. Like, that's the kind of situations that Miami wants to get you in. They want to get you in those things where you feel like you're in it, but you're not really in it. So, that's what I think Indiana has to do. They got to get out in space with the offensive line, and they got to block pass rushers for Miami. You
said the alignment was your guy?
The whole alignment.
The whole alignment? Yeah, well, it was one key player. So, anyway, Roman Hemby is my key player. I think I've had him before on here. And it's just, you got to balance the attack, right? And it's not, like, it's tough to find a key player for Indiana at this point because of how just consistent they are. Yeah. When I go to key players, like, who's inconsistent? Who's going to be the guy that determines the game? And it's just like, wait, I know how Mendoza is going to play. Wait, I know how everything's going to go. So it's like, there's no way to find really a key player. But Roman Hemby just now allows you to take it to the next step, right? I just, like, voice crack on step. I, like, bleep myself out. I don't know. Anyway, you got to balance the attack. And if you can do that, and if they are forced to honor the run game, then Mendoza is going to do another one of those games where he throws more touchdowns than completions. And it's going to be a really good game for Indiana. And also just neutralizes the pass rush, right? Which is huge against Miami. I think I picked their running back last week for Ole Miss. And I think for this reason, right? When Mesidor and Bain know you're passing, they're going to have full head of steam, and they're going to go straight for the quarterback. When they think you might be running, they have to honor the pass rush lanes, and they have to be ready for the run, and they can't get all the way out, or else it's going to be a big run play, right? So that's huge to neutralize the pass rush. If they have to honor the run, that's another big part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing. It's like if Miami can let loose, especially, obviously, Ruben Bain, I think Indiana's going to have some kind of way to stop Ruben Bain, or maybe not stop, but control. But Akeem Mesidor plays a crucial role just because he's the other guy on the other side that they have to pay attention to, and it's so hard to pay attention to both. They are both probably like 2 out of the best 3 edge rushers in the draft, maybe. So, like, they've got guys. And I totally agree. So, keys to the game. I'll start with Miami, and it's kind of what I said a minute ago with Mark Fletcher, is you have to stay in front of the sticks. Like, this cannot be a game where you get to 3rd and 8s. For an example, because if you get into 3rd and 8 against Indiana, it's going to be a long night. The game's probably going to be over in the first quarter. We're going to have 2 quarters to kill in the second half. Like, that's what's going to happen. You cannot get to 3rd and 8. It's got to be 3rd and 2. You have to open the playbook up for Carson Beck. You got to take some pressure off of him. And you also have to have, like, some fun plays on 3rd and 2s where you can maybe go for it on 4th and 2 if you don't get it. It opens up the playbook so much more if Mark Fletcher and this Miami just run game and offense in general can stay in front of the sticks and not have, like, 3rd and 5 plus. You have to be less than that.
And they did a really good job of that against Ole Miss. And so that's why they were able to just always pound it through and keep the drive going, because it was 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, right? And then keys to the game for me, for Miami, just pressure Fernando Mendoza consistently, because you're not going to get this guy to make bad throws. You're really not going to get this guy to make big mistakes, right? What you can get this guy to do is force him to scramble, force him to make throws earlier than he wants to, which means throwaways or trying to fit it into a tight spot where you can break it up, right? So you're not going to stop him. You're not going to get interceptions a lot, but if you can force early throws, like throwaways or trying to fit it into tight coverage, that is big. I want to see this D-line make a big impact on the game. And I said that last week, but you just got to make an impact and make yourself felt, because everyone that plays Indiana at this point, like, the other team's defensive line isn't noticed at all. Like, you have to make an impact. Everyone has to notice you out there for the D-line. And force them to make early throws, force them to scramble out, and that's how you can win this game.
Yeah, I agree. For Indiana, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, if a game, kind of like I said earlier, if it's going into the 4th quarter and Indiana's up 17-10, if I'm a Miami fan, I'm actually not worried, because Miami's been in this situation before. Like, that's the situation Miami wants to get you in. And at this point in the year, Indiana has not seen a team outdog them. Straight up. Miami has outdogged everyone they've played except 2 times during the regular season, which is just a total wash at this point. But at this point, I think if it gets into deep water, I trust Miami a lot more.
You mean Byron Brown didn't outdog Miami?
Oh,
I mean,
one player, not the whole team. You know what I'm saying? But you can't let this game get into deep water for Indiana. You have to kind of put it away early, which they've done so many times this year. But that's the difference, right? Indiana's been in 2 close games the whole year. Miami's been in, like, 7 Like, that's the thing. If this game going into the fourth quarter is close, I actually favor Miami. So Indiana, I'd say just put them away early. You're the better team at this point. You have more dogs. You have better coaching. And if you put it away early, you put it away in the first quarter, it's a wash. It's a national championship for the Hoosiers.
Okay, my key to the game is just stop the run. Like, I said stuff about limiting run and stuff because they know they're running back stuff. Like, no, Indiana can stop the run in this game. Mark Fletcher, he's good, but he's not that good, right? So just you can't let them lean on you. That's what they've been doing, right? They've been doing that to Ole Miss. They kind of did that to Ohio State. Were able to control that game, right? They were able to control the game against A&M. Not really, actually. A&M kind of controlled that game. But anyway, that's besides the point. You got to stop the run. You can't let them lean on you. You can't let them control the pace of the game. You have to control the pace of the game. Force the ball into Carson Beck's hands. If you force the ball into Carson Beck's hands in big plays, he's not going to make it happen for the most part, right? He might make a play here and there, but he's most likely not going to make it happen if you make him take the ball consistently. So stopping the run is going to be huge to stopping this Miami offense.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we want to get into our picks?
You can make your pick, big dog.
Okay. I first off want to say for this game, this is grown man football. Like, this might sound a little corny, but if you've got kids watching at home, do not let your kids watch this game. This is going to be
a loser,
this is going to be a game where like they are hitting each other on the offensive line and defensive line on every single facet of the game. I think Indiana's going to try to get out into space. I think they're going to do what they've done all year, and they're going to try to run the ball to the outside. They're going to throw it to the they're going to throw a bunch of out routes, throw to the sidelines, and they're going to try to get their offensive linemen out there to block. The one thing about Miami that I do trust them in this situation is that they can go, like, they're not scared to go up against those offensive linemen in space. But in the end, Indiana will only lose this game if they beat themselves, and Indiana does not beat themselves. So all those people right now who are mumbling under their breath that this could be the greatest team of all time, right? Maybe.
It's not.
All those people that are saying that are going to say that with their chests. I got the Indiana Hoosiers winning 30-17. I think it could be. I definitely could see Miami. Like, there's a chance Miami's in this game, right? That's what Miami football does. But at this point in the season, I'm not going to get cute and pick the other team. Like, Indiana's the best team in football. They're going to be the first team to ever go 16-0, and they're gonna bring a national title to Bloomington.
By the way, this is not the best team of all time.
I agree.
It's gonna be
just
tough.
saying those people that are saying that.
Yeah, and they're stupid. Look, it's not easy at this point to build the greatest team of all time anymore because of all the parity that we have with the portal and NIL. Because teams like LSU and Alabama and Georgia were able to do that because they had all the good players. They had all the talent, right? They were the only teams paying players, allegedly. So now everyone can play players. Guys are going around different places, and you can see more parity, more talent, less of a talent gap. It's much more difficult to do that. It's a good team, though. They're just a good national champion, I would say. But if they even win, which I might pick them, let's see. My pick, I think, look, Miami's offense, it hasn't really gotten going this whole playoff run, to be honest. They got going a little bit last week, but they were really inconsistent. It was kind of weird how you kind of blinked that they had 31, even though they weren't really moving the ball that well. It was like you said, the 31s, 32s, right? But I think Indiana just jumps on them early, and they just put it on cruise control the rest of the way. Miami's offense never gets it going. Indiana just leans on the defense down the stretch. And I think Indiana wins it 27-13. Okay. So that's my pick.
Yeah, Indiana covers too. It's a pretty big spread. I think it's like at 9.5 now, which that could come down before game time. But yeah, so we both got Indiana and Indiana covering. So.
Yeah. All right, let's move into our. I know it's a lot to talk about, but we're going to be quick with these wild card reactions. There were a lot of great games. There's a couple of these I didn't really watch, so you can kind of carry the boats on that one. So anyway, Texans, Steelers. Texans 30, Steelers 6. For a second in this game, I was going in order anyway.
That works.
It's like AFC, NFC.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, is that okay with you?
No, that's fine.
You got notes for this?
Yeah, I do. I have a little bit. Not much.
Anyway, I'm just going to shoot from the hip here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think the Steelers at times had a chance in this game. I was kind of getting worried for a second. Like, wait, do the Steelers actually have a chance to win this game? And then down the stretch, it was like, no, like Texans defense is going to force turnovers. Texans offense is going to take advantage. And it got really ugly really fast. And so I didn't really watch the end of this game once it kind of got out of reach. I fell asleep, woke up, there was a pick six, and then my score was perfect. There's like 8 minutes left. It was 17-6, which was my score prediction. And so I went to bed because I was tired because I fell asleep. And because the game was over at that point.
Yeah.
Because the Steelers aren't scoring 11 points in 8 minutes.
Haven't done it all year.
Yeah. So, and then I was like,
5 years.
And then I got like 2 straight notifications, like, oh, another Texans touchdown. Oh, another Texans touchdown. I was like, all right, my score wasn't right. But anyway, what do you got?
Yeah, no, I thought that's what the Texans do this year. Like they literally, like Will Anderson honestly looked like the best edge rusher in football in the wild card, which is kind of crazy. But like at this point, maybe not crazy.
At this point, like they're all amazing.
He looks pretty insane. Like, and they were talking to him after the game. He has such like a good head on his shoulders. Like he's such a cool kid to talk to, or like to interview.
I'm sure he likes you calling him kid.
But he is a kid still. He's like 23, bro, which makes it even more impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy how we're older than some of those guys now.
No, we're not, bro. But yeah, that was the Texans defense, and this might have been Aaron Rodgers' last game. And he threw an interception on his last pass of all time. So
yeah, he's probably gonna retire. Mike Tomlin's already gone.
Yeah, feels like it for Raj.
Did they force Mike Tomlin out, or did he leave? I think he just left.
I think he just left. Yeah, I think he just realized it's over.
Yeah, there's no direction, and I don't know. Apparently, he might go to like media or something.
That'd be good.
For a couple of years before he comes back.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. So that's pretty much all I got. We'll get to the Texans a little later. So I am older than Ryan Williams when he was a freshman, like going crazy.
It's wild.
He was only 17. Anyway, Jaguars Bills. Bills win 27-24. It was weird watching this game because like every time someone scored, it was in the fourth quarter. I was like, oh, my mind went, oh, this team's gonna win now, and what is this gonna look like next round? And oh, I feel so bad for Josh Allen, or oh, I feel so bad for the Jags. And I knew going into this game I was gonna feel terrible for whoever lost because the Jaguars, what a great story, and they played their hearts out in this game, and they really had a chance to go really far in these playoffs. And same thing with the Bills. With Josh Allen folding in this year would be insane. But anyway, it's kind of weird, but I'm happy the Bills won.
Yeah, I think for the Jags, it's kind of what we talked about in when we were talking about this game. We were kind of like, down the stretch, does the better quarterback just make better plays?
Both of them did.
And that's the thing. We actually didn't specifically say that was going to be Josh Allen, right? Like, now, we thought, but we didn't specifically ever say that. So, like, could Trevor Lawrence outplay Josh Allen down the stretch? Like, was that going to happen? And they both played great. And I thought the Bills' defense actually came to play in a lot of different facets of that game, which kind of surprised me because they've been kind of mediocre this year.
They always play up to the competition, I feel like.
That's kind of what you were saying.
Yeah.
But shout out to the Jags, dude. Like, the future in Jacksonville is really, really good. And I'm very excited. They're so much fun to watch.
It's crazy what happens when you get a top prospect player and you finally get him a good coach.
That's true.
Interesting, huh? Anyway,
and they're gonna have what, like a 20-something overall pick, and they also have Travis Hunter coming back next year. Like they're gonna have a lot of pieces. He's the best player of all time. They're gonna have a lot of pieces kind of building, and the Parker Washington breakout in this game. Yes. Like maybe Travis Hunter plays more corner next year. So there's a lot of things that Liam Cohen's gonna have to shift around, and it'll be really fun to watch the Jags next year, see what they do in the offseason. Yeah, I don't know what the draft looks like. Maybe O-line, maybe defender. I don't really know. I'm not tapped into Jaguars football too much, but I was impressed with the way this team played down the stretch. Just the way Trevor Lawrence was able to play quarterback at this point in his career when everyone kind of was down on him. It was like, oh, Jags need to move on. No, they need to move on from their coaches who have all sucked. Literally everything. And Liam Cohen's an amazing offensive mind. And I think they've done a really good job this year. And it's a shame because they could have gone very far. But they'll be back next year for sure. Well, interesting to see if this is like a one-year wonder, if this is here to stay. I'll be interested to see if this becomes like a rivalry between them and the Texans, kind of being the two now teams in the AFC South. Obviously, you never know.
Don't sleep on Cam Ward and them.
Could do. But
this division has a bright future.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And Josh Allen didn't he get like hurt down the stretch? Now he's kind of banged up.
Yeah, he's just kind of like there's a bunch of weird stuff.
And James Cook couldn't ever get going in this game, which makes it even more impressive. How Josh Allen being banged up and James Cook not having a game. It was like a perfect storm for Jacksonville.
Yeah, exactly. We have not seen like Josh Allen beat technically, and Josh has been great this year, and we love Josh, but like Josh has not really been able to win a game down the stretch if he has not had James Cook with him. Yeah. James Cook has had an the best year of his career by far, and in this game didn't really have him. Josh played okay. He made a couple plays down the stretch, and they just took it.
I was not familiar with the Jaguars defense, who are amazing.
Yep.
So yeah, they were definitely a threat. But Josh Allen getting 10-yard QB sneaks is kind of how they won the game. Anyway,
that's true.
Patriots 16, Chargers 3. Weird game. I think the Chargers have 16 points. I feel like that 18 got 16 points is pretty good. Especially in this game as well. but it was just kind of weird. Drake May, you saw him make a couple mistakes. He wasn't very efficient. The Chargers defense did a really good job. Another one of those teams I feel like isn't great on defense, but always plays up to their competition. And I think it was just a good job for them to come out of this game with a win. They were, again, able to pressure Justin Herbert, like I said last week, and kind of able to take over the game.
Yeah, Patriots were just a better team, like straight up.
When you have no O-line, it's tough.
And that's totally fair. The playmakers also for the Chargers just really weren't making plays for Justin Herbert. Mm-hmm. Justin Herbert also didn't look great. He was pressured, but he really wasn't making great throws when he stepped up in the pocket. The run game never got going, really. And at this point, it's like, what do the Chargers do? Like, get healthy on the offensive line and they immediately become a contender? Like, no. At this point, something's got to flip because it's not... the Chargers could be in a spot where they're just sitting in a first-round exit for the next...
I think they need to get younger on defense. Happens. They got to get younger on defense. Their offense looks good. Got a Hampton now. You got some young receivers. I think you get young on defense. You get fun on defense, like the Jaguars have done. And you go from there. Justin Herbert, I think he's got some coaching left to give him. Obviously had a great season, MVP candidate, but not actually, but like top 5 probably. And then just all the good things he does, but he does kind of get rattled. You can take him out of games like they did in this one. Like he got rattled by the pass rush. That's why his O-line is so important. He's not a great runner, and when he gets rattled by the pass rush, it's tough for him to come back mentally. That kind of showed in this game. They scored 3 points, and it was like the first drive of the game. So
yeah, they could not move the ball in the second half, like literally at all. And he still does not want a playoff game. Yeah,
it's Justin Herbert's the biggest what-if player of this generation at this point.
Maybe.
Maybe and that's fair.
That good. Maybe he's just mid.
Maybe I'm not.
Maybe he's just like a decent quarterback.
I think. Like
maybe he's not on the level of like who we've been comparing him to.
I think what if what if this O-line was healthy this playoff run? Because I think they had a chance to do a lot of good stuff because they have a great O-line, but they were all hurt. Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater, both all pro level players.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Justin Herbert, he still hasn't proven that much. He's been great. He's a great regular season quarterback. Mm-hmm. But after that, in the playoffs, he's shown that he's mentally not always there. And so interesting. I mean, he showed that comeback a couple years ago, and then this game, just kind of never got into it. Anyway, to the NFC, Rams 34, Panthers 31. This was an amazing game.
Great. Probably best game.
Interesting for me to say because the Rams, I picked them to win the Super Bowl. And look, the way they've been playing has been kind of uninspiring the last few weeks, especially in this game because you had a chance to put Carolina away, go up by 3 scores in the first half. They were turning the ball over like crazy. They couldn't move the ball to save their lives. I mean, Bryce Young wasn't very good. He was very inaccurate in the first half. And so you had a chance to put them away and take them out early like everyone thought you would, and you didn't. You had to set up for field goals. You had to turn it over on 4th down a couple times. So, and then Matthew Stafford getting hurt was huge. They were able to kind of win the game in the second half. It was another one where it's like they kept trading scores, and you kept thinking, oh, the Panthers might actually win this. Oh, wait, no, the Rams got it. Oh, wait, the Panthers might actually win this. And so it was a fun little fourth quarter, but anything you got?
Yeah, it was a great game. And we kind of said it last week, or I said it last week about the Panthers. It's like they really weren't supposed to be here this year. Like this was kind of still a rebuilding year. Like this was not, I picked them to make the playoffs, but I actually didn't really, I thought there was a chance, but I didn't think they were going to be like, I also didn't think the winner of this division was going to be 8-9. So, but whatever.
You said 9-8, didn't you?
But once again, no, I said higher than that. It might have been like,
did you?
Yeah, like 10 wins. Definitely 10 wins. But
Panthers 10 wins. Give me a break. Anyway. You were right.
But the Panthers, they once again, this was a rebuilding year for them. So it's like next year, looking into it, like you just played one of the best teams in the National Football League, very close in a first round wild card game at home. Once again, the Panthers are really good at home. That's something you can build upon with a young team. Like now, keep building. Like you have to keep building. Because next year is the year where it's like now we're contending in the division. Like Tampa might be down for a minute next year. The Saints are coming up, obviously. The Falcons could come back down. You never know. It's a weird division, and it's kind of yours to take if you want it. And I thought the Rams right now, like I can't see them winning the Super Bowl until they show it to me a week because I have not seen a good Rams team since like week, I don't know.
They were good in their last game, but it was against
the
Cardinals.
I'm counting like a real game.
Before that Panthers game. The Panthers also, there's something to be said. Like the Panthers have their read on at some point.
They do. Yeah. Shout out Dave Canales.
They have their read on the Rams defense, and I don't know what that entails. I don't know what other teams can get from that, but definitely something to watch. That's on tape now, twice. Yeah. So what did they do? What did they do consistently through those 2 games? I think teams can watch that. They've got film rats all over there. That get paid to watch film all day. So,
Pretty cool job, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it would kind of be boring, but I feel like, but some people definitely that's their thing. Panthers, like Dave Canal said after the game, like, I'm not gonna say I'm happy with the way this went, but like, I don't give a shit.
Pretty much. Like, that was literally exactly what he said.
Like, we weren't supposed to be here. I didn't expect to win this game. I expected to lose by 4 scores, and we lost by 4.
I think he cared, but I think like what you're saying is right. It's like we literally were not supposed to win this.
Yeah,
game. No one picked us to win it.
Yeah, they were scouting for the first overall pick before the season. So.
And we just competed with one of the best teams. So like, shout out to the Panthers. The Rams are moving on. See if they can build upon anything. So.
Matthew Stafford was banged up and still able to take over this game late. And this passing offense is so good. And I need to see more from Kyron Williams. Need to see more from this defense for sure. Bryce Young cannot be carving you up when he's that inaccurate.
He looked good in the second half.
He looked solid. Like he still wasn't really efficient. Like
the second half impressed me though.
He looked like a good Bryce Young, but he didn't look like a good quarterback in general. I feel like they were scoring points and he was doing well, but I'll have to go rewatch it and see how this game really went in the fourth quarter. But nothing really jumped off the page to me other than he was able to run the ball a few times pretty well, but he was still not very accurate. He made a few good throws. Like, he's kind of like Carson Beck with his arm. I told you this already.
Yeah, he said that last
Whereas, I didn't say it on the podcast, but it was
told me last week.
Carson Beck, he'll make some good throws and make some good drives, and he'll airmail a ton of receivers. So, interesting. Niners 23, Eagles 19.
Such a stupid game, by the way.
Yeah.
This game is so stupid. Like
I said it, this game was going to be decided by the weird Eagles offense against the weird Niners defense, and it was weird.
Such a weird,
it was hard to watch. But yeah, I didn't really watch much of this one. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I definitely watched a good amount of it. It's the magic of the 49ers, man. They just are going to keep going until someone literally just kills off every single one of their players. Because, they are genuinely losing everybody.
Yeah, Kittle's out
they lost Kittle in the first quarter due to an Achilles injury. You don't have Kittle the rest of the playoff. Fred Warner might make a return in the next round. Probably not.
Oh, wait, no. He's...
I don't think they ruled him out yet.
They ruled him out or in, I think. Hold up. Keep going.
Oh, really? Okay. But, they're literally using all of their guys, and they're still winning games. And it just some of the dumb stuff. It's actually, when I thought of this game, and I was thinking about,
yeah, he's out.
What does it... Okay. And this game reminds me of, something specifically, what game? The Texas-Arizona State game from last year, if Arizona State would have actually won. Because, Scadaboo literally took over that Arizona State game. Same thing with Christian McCaffrey in this one. Christian McCaffrey looked like the best player on the field, and it wasn't even close. He caught a touchdown from Jawan Jennings.
Great throw, by the way. Jawan Jennings was on the run
that was
flipped it
and got
right
rocked. And got rocked on the end of it.
That was insane.
But this is a weird game, and it's the magic of the 49ers, and the Eagles have to regroup in the offseason. Something just does not feel right about this team. It didn't feel right all year.
Yeah, it was too low.
It was just something. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but they got to redo something.
When you go from offensive coordinator who's an offensive genius who is now the best coach in his division to, arguably, and you go from there to worst offensive coordinator ever to be born, it's going to hurt, right? And this is kind of the storybook for the Eagles all year, right? It was their defense is really good, and their offense is just inconsistent sometimes there. Petula relied too much on the star players, whereas scheme always wins. We saw that in this game, right? There wasn't very many star players other than McCaffrey out there for the Niners. Scheme always is going to win, and Hurts, whenever Hurts and A.J. Brown have great games, they win, but the other game, they've kind of been struggled to move the ball, and the run schemes have been poor with Saquon Barkley. They haven't used him well at all, and it was I saw something that was Saquon up the middle, A.J. Brown deep ball, punt. That's literally all they did.
Literally, the Eagles offense, you're right.
So, yeah.
And, by the way, Kyle Shanahan is coach of the year, and at this point, I literally cannot argue with anything else. I'm going to be totally honest.
It's going to be a crazy race.
I just can't.
There's a lot of, do you give it to
Have
Shanahan?
they already voted on it?
No, I think so, probably. But you give it to Shanahan, do you give it to Cohen, do you give it to Ben Johnson,
Yeah, so many great coaches, but it's Shanahan.
Kellen Moore, even,
No. It's Shanahan, and it's and this game sealed it for me. It's
I don't think they'll give it to him, though.
Probably not, but I think, from my heart, watching so much 49ers football this year, and, realizing that they have literally had nothing the entire year, and they're low-key could go to the Super Bowl still. It's insane.
I would give it to Cohen, but all great candidates.
They're all great candidates.
All great candidates. There's a ton of great coaches. Yeah, so Bears 31, Packers 27. Another amazing game. Jeez. Is in this game, is Ben Johnson coach of the year, or is Matt LaFleur anti-coach of the year? I don't know. But
Facts,
Matt LaFleur sometimes seems to get complacent and the way he schemes and the way they play, kind of got complacent, right? And Ben Johnson was like, no. Caleb Williams was like, no, we're going to come back and win this game. And they never really regrouped after that. It was just weird because they dominated so well. The Bears couldn't move the ball as they usually can in the first half. And the Packers were just jumping on them, right? And then Jordan Love had a great game, but then the Bears started to stop them. They started to, like, on that drive between, I didn't even watch the drive between the Bears' final 2 touchdowns. But, like, I'm sure they just ran the ball 3 times or something. So they needed to be more aggressive, and they weren't. And that was disappointing. And the Bears, just an amazing comeback.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch much of, like, the third quarter in this game, so I went back and, like, rewatched the highlights of the whole game. And I want to first shout out Jordan Love.
4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Bro, he was on, like, a different level in this game, and no one was helping him out at all. Like, the run game just didn't get going. It was just in the second half.
It got going in the first half.
But exactly, that's what I'm saying. In the second half, it was like no one was helping out Jordan Love, and he was still making some incredible throws on the run. He was trying to get outside of the pocket. Like, there was a bunch of things. Like, Jordan Love, I have had my doubts about Jordan Love. This game, like, disproved a lot of that. Like, the Jordan Love is the guy in Green Bay at this point. It's building a better team around him and a better offensive scheme. And then the Bears. I mean, bro, welcome to the Chicago Bears football, I guess, at this point. Because, like, this is what they do. Like, they literally can be losing by 3 scores in the fourth quarter and go win the game. Like, they've done it multiple times this year. So the Bears can do it.
They're not going to Super Bowl.
They can go on a run. Yeah, you can. It is a better chance for them to win a Super Bowl right now than teams that haven't been in those situations. To be fair.
I mean, like, I don't know.
Like, I trust
I don't
a
see
team
it
like
sustaining.
them. Like,
Against the best teams in the league, if you go down by 3 scores, I don't see it sustaining. You might be able to do it once.
Okay.
But we'll see. I think they got to be much more consistent. And for the Pack, like, I feel like this year, football picking has been weird for me in these playoffs. Like, college football and NFL, it's like either get the game right, but the nature of the game completely wrong, or I get it wrong, but, like, my analysis was spot on. Like, in the Eagles-49ers game, I said it, like, the game's going to come down to that side of the ball. And it absolutely did, 100%. And this game, I was like, Josh Jacobs is the X factor. And I said, Josh Jacobs had 6 yards of carry in the first half. He had, like, less than 2 yards of carry in the second half. So that's what decided it, right? You saw that. They couldn't get the ball moving, and it was the Bears were able to come back. So, I don't know. Kind of weird. But my point there is Josh Jacobs.
Right. All right.
That's it.
Let's move on to our next segment. Got a lot of news this week. Cue music.
Yeah, a lot of news today, by the way. Anyway, recent rundown. The Bills, Niners, Texans, Patriots, Rams, and Bears win in the wild card. They move on to the Divisional to meet the Broncos and the Seahawks. Alex Bregman signs with the Cubs, 5 years, $175 with a no-trade clause. Important because he rejected the Red Sox offer of $165 million for 5 years, which is $10 million less, but without a no-trade clause. So obviously, a big deal for him. Ranger Suarez, unfortunately, signs with the Red Sox for 5 years, $130. Maybe that means Andrew Painter gets a chance. All right, Phillies, do something. Willie Castro signs with the Rockies, which is just kind of weird. Nolan Arenado traded it to the Diamondbacks for literally almost nothing. It was like a mid-tier prospect. Mike Tomlin steps down as the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. He was 500 and better in all 19 seasons. He was there, and he also won a Super Bowl. John Harbaugh is finalizing a deal with the Giants. He will be the next Giants head coach. George Kittle tears his Achilles in the wild card round. He's out for the season and probably some of next year as well. Dante Moore is going to return to Oregon. He was going to be one of the top picks in the draft. Dude, I wouldn't want to be a Jet either. You're good. John Mateer will also return to Oklahoma. In the transfer portal, Cam Coleman commits to Texas. Bo Prabula to Virginia, which is really good for Virginia, actually. Dylan Raiola to Oregon. He will now be the backup to Dante Moore. Sam Levitt signs with LSU. We're creating a monster here with Kiffin and Levitt. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Blake Baker. Duke quarterback Darian Mensah enters the portal. He won the ACC this year for Duke. And Kyle Tucker signs with the Dodgers. This is today's MLB news now. Kyle Tucker signs with the Dodgers. That's 4 years, $240. That's $60 million a year. Like, what do you do if they... Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. JT Realmuto, he re-signs with the Phillies. I think it was $15 million a year or something. Bo Bichette signs with the Mets, which is really bad because apparently the Phillies thought they had him last night.
Yeah, I heard about
and then
that too.
Now he's on the Mets of all teams. 3 years, $126. That's north of $40 million a year. Blue Jays, what are you doing? Anyway, James, which divisional game interests you most?
That's a good question.
None of them.
I'm gonna go Bills Broncos. Actually,
Frick the Broncos.
Because I think the Broncos is a team that not a lot of people know much about. They kind of are a boring team. And the Bills are obviously like kind of the team to beat at this point in the AFC. Like, they want to take it. Like, this is Josh Allen's year. If he wants to go take it. So I think it's kind of different ends of the spectrum. Like, people know what the Bills are. People know about the Bills. And people don't really know about the Broncos. And they're kind of this sneaky little team. So I think game could go either way, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think all these games technically could go either way. But I think this game definitely has, like, a situation where it's like, yo, the Broncos just beat the Bills? Like, what? Like, I don't really keep up with football, but like a random person's like, I don't keep up with football, but why are the Broncos beating the Bills?
Who the hell is Bo Nix?
Yeah, like what's happening?
Yeah.
So that I would say that interests me.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And as far as I go, the Broncos gotta like prove to me that they don't suck, or until then they suck. Anyway, mine would be Houston, New England, just because of the way I've seen New England play all year and the way I saw them play last week, based on also where's the Texans' offense, what's the Texans' defense gonna do to Drake May. A lot of interesting stuff going on there. But yeah, definitely an interesting week for sure. By the way, okay, Kyle Tucker we can talk about in a minute, but what was I about to talk about? Oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. So they're talking about salary cap, lockout, which they might have because the players are not going to settle for a salary cap. It's just not going to happen. So you're either going to lock out or they're going to let them have a salary cap. I don't think there should be a salary cap. I don't think that's the way to go. I think there's other ways to fix this, but anyway, what are the Dodgers going to do if there's a salary cap and they're $150 million over it? Do you just release all your players? Like, do they make them? Do they say, oh, you can wait till the end of these contracts? Well, that's 10 years from now. Or do you make them release them or trade them? Like, do other teams even want them if they're getting paid $60 million? Yeah. It's interesting because
you get a grace period of like a couple years.
Yeah, they're $150 million over it probably at least at this point, probably $200 million. So interesting to see how that goes because they're overpaying all these guys. So if you have to release them, then you got like no players left because you're keeping Ohtani and then he's like half his salary cap. Anyway,
my question is why can't there be a salary cap? I mean, I've been saying salary cap for 3 years, so it's like
I think like just the way that baseball is like anyone can win with it. Like it's not the players aren't the most important thing. Like you saw the Brewers without anybody go and almost they made the NLCS, right? Like they were the best team in baseball in the regular season, and it's like teams can win with the talent gap, and it's like players should be able to, I guess, to sign wherever they need to sign, wherever they want to sign stuff. That's not as big of a deal in baseball as it would be in, say, like football or basketball. It's like you're still going to get out 70% of the time. It's still, they're not going to make as much of an impact as you will in other sports. And also, I don't know, it just makes baseball different, and I think it's a lot of fun the way it happens. I happen to be a fan of a big market team.
That's also a good point.
But it's like I don't feel bad because I think that more of a problem, I've said this a million times, more of the problem is the teams at the bottom not competing with the salary cap because their owners are greedy.
Maybe.
But I also heard something that's like some of these teams don't even believe they can compete, so they don't even try. So there's got to be a way to change it.
If I'm the like
I don't know.
Oakland Athletic or not Oakland anymore, I guess
Las Vegas, Sacramento Athletics.
Sacramento Athletics. I'm like at this point it's just like I got some young talent, right? Like I'm trying to develop, but like I can't go beat the Dodgers in a 7-game series, like ever. Like, I literally cannot, and it doesn't matter how much money I spend, I can't.
Yeah, well, that's
and it's like I'll never get to that point. So it's like that's
it's
where
baseball.
It becomes
like if you build a competent team, anyone can beat anyone in a 7-game series. Absolutely.
The Athletics cannot beat the Dodgers in a 7-game series.
I think
in any world.
If
100 out of 100 times they beat.
I think this next year, if the Dodgers and the Athletics play a 7-game series, I think that 100 times I think the Athletics will win between 8 and 12 of them. Like genuinely, because that's baseball. Like any team can win any game because you can have a big pitching outing from some guy, and you can
win one game.
You can give you 7 innings, and then you can have a big hitting game another game. Like, and guys can get a team can slump so easily. Like, it's how baseball works. This is why the best teams of all time have had like 70-something, low 70s win percentage, because like you can't win every game. It's baseball. These guys are all amazing. So there's gotta be a way to fix it, but I don't think it needs to be as extreme as a salary cap or floor. I don't know. That's my opinion on that.
Okay.
You can have your opinion.
I think it's just like why is it not like
the Dodgers are kind of going crazy at this point. I don't even know what's going on. Like,
what happens.
And the Phillies are doing nothing.
Literally go look up the Dodgers starting lineup next year, like projected starting lineup and the rotation. It is literally.
Well, they have 2 rotations. Like that's
it's literally insane.
Yeah, they have 2 rotations and they have a whole bullpen. They also have who's it? Freddie, Mookie, Will Smith, Kyle Tucker now, Ohtani. Like, yeah, they're really good. Anyway, let's go to the divisional round real quick. Talk about all these games. We had the same thing we did last week with 2 things to watch for each game, and then we'll make our picks as well. So, 6 seed Bills at 1 seed Broncos. My thing for the Bills is just like, can James Cook get going? There's another great defense you're going against. I don't know how good they are against the run. I know they're really good against the pass. But he was really bad versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville's the best run defense in the league. But I know this Broncos team won't be far behind. And he is just so important. You saw that last week. The Bills had trouble early in this game getting the ball going because James Cook, there was nothing there. And Josh Allen, thankfully, was able to save them down the stretch. But that's not going to happen in this game against this passing defense. So I'm going to need to see James Cook have a much better game.
Yeah, I don't really have him for specific teams. But one thing for me is that the skill players on the Bills' offense, are they going to struggle against the skill players in the Broncos' defense? Because, it's Nick Benito coming after Josh Allen, who's been one of the best edge rushers all year. You got Patrick Surtain back there, so whoever the best receiver on the Bills is, which at this point we still don't know.
Keon Coleman.
They're not going to be able to get open, straight up. And then you got Hufanga.
Shakir can't cook him?
No. And then you got Hufanga back there, who's like a ball-hawking safety. And it's last week we saw this young Jacksonville defense show Josh Allen some struggles. So, can Denver do the same thing and actually get more pressure to Josh Allen? I'd say that's one thing to look at. Can the skill players on both sides, which one's better?
I think that's something that kind of favors the Bills a little bit, having so many targets you go to. Because Pat Surtain can't lock down everybody, right? If you're a team say, I don't know, Houston Texans, where you only throw it to Nico Collins, if Pat Surtain's locking him up, that's a problem, right? But it's the Bills can throw it to 8 different guys and 8 different passing plays. Yeah. And so the fact that they have that and none of their guys are such standouts and they have Josh Allen throwing the ball, I think it's not as bad as it would be for some other teams. But yeah, my thing for Denver is will this offense be rusty? Remember, rust or rest is the only thing we talk about, and it's not as bad as the NFL. It's only 1 week off, but you can't fall behind the Bills in this game because your offense is not potent enough to come back. They play from ahead with their defense, and so you got to be able to build that archetype of a game, right? Build that trend of a game, and that can't start with a rusty offense. The offense has to be able to at least move the ball early, because if the Bills hop on you early, it's going to be a tough rest of this game for the Broncos.
Yeah, mine's kind of the coaching matchup, because Sean McDermott right now is just he hasn't really done anything in a long time.
He's just one of those CEO coaches.
Yeah, and he's fine, but it's Sean Payton's an NFL coach, and Sean Payton is going to outcoach you in almost every game you play. So I think coaching plays a big role in this one, because it's Josh Allen can go out and make plays, but we kind of talked about it in a way scheme can beat talent, and a scheme for the Denver Broncos, which they've done every single game of the year, can beat the Buffalo Bills, even though they have better talent. So, never know.
Do they though? Do they have better talent?
I would say it's
other than Josh Allen.
I would say it's measurable, but Josh Allen takes it over the edge because he's the best quarterback in football on the left.
I just feel the Bills haven't built the best team around Josh Allen. James Cook's really good.
I totally
agree. Receiving core is competent. I've got on my soapbox about receivers in the NFL for so many times.
But still, when is it that you get Josh Allen his guy? Because at some point it will catch up to him.
Stephon Diggs was his guy for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah, it will.
Why do you not? Eventually, it's going to catch up with him because you just had 2 more injuries. You had Shavers go down with an ACL.
It's tough when you always have the 27th pick.
It's trading for one. Not even what Philly did a couple off seasons ago. We're we need a number 1 receiver. Devontae Smith ain't that guy. Let's go get A.J. Brown. You know what I'm saying? Why can the Bills not do something like that? And it truly amazes me why we have not done that yet, or getting him, I don't know, an elite tight end, because Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid aren't that good. They're just eh.
Yeah.
So it's he has no targets that are elite.
James Cook.
Yeah, out the back. It's truly, it really is. His best target is out the back.
Interested to see how this defense plays as well. Like we said, they always play their competition, whether that's up or that's down.
Yeah.
It's always a close game, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, next game. 6 seed 49ers, 1 seed Seahawks. For the 49ers, I said, can their offense adjust, right? They're losing a lot of guys on offense. Kyle Shanahan is a great coach. I think they can, but we're going to see. Because they put up 3, in their Week 18 game. And their offense looked all right last week. It's on tape at this point. They did it. The Seahawks did it a couple weeks ago. So it'll be interesting to see if the 49ers adjust. What does this chess match look like with the 49ers offense and the Seahawks defense? Because there's going to be a lot of adjusting, a lot of scheming. It'll be interesting to see who kind of comes out on top.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing I talked about or what I'm going to say is Kyle Shanahan. It's this is the 3rd time he's seeing this team this year. You've got a hurt Sam Darnold back there. He's got an oblique injury, which he said he's playing. He's obviously not going to not play in this game. They're going to shoot him up. He'll probably be fine. But like
oblique, man.
But Kyle Shanahan's going to throw something at him that he has not seen yet. Because at this point, Kyle Shanahan realizes that, like, hey, what we did last game just, like, didn't work in, like, any facet of the game, really. Like,
Christian McCaffrey worked.
Gross. Yeah, except Chris McCaffrey.
He's so good.
But, like, Kyle Shanahan's going to cook something up. So, it just depends on what it is and how the Seahawks adapt to it.
Yeah, absolutely. My other thing is, who is playoff Sam Darnold? We've seen him in one game.
True.
We've seen him in one game. It wasn't good. And that's being nice, saying it wasn't good.
It was horrible. It was like, tragic.
So, look, you probably won't need much of an offense in this game. You need to be able to move the ball. You need to be able to put up some points. As long as you don't turn the ball over and you put up some solid points, you're going to win this game most likely. Again, it didn't look good last year. We're going to learn a lot this year about Sam Darnold in the playoffs. Was it kind of a one-off last year where you just outmatched, right? Or is this who he is? We're going to learn a lot about Sam Darnold in this game.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'll get to my last point when I make my pick, so we can move on.
Oh, shoot, I forgot about the picks.
Oh, I thought you wanted to make them at the end.
I mean, we can if you want. That's fine.
Okay.
I planned to do, but I forgot to do my notes. So I put them down here. I knew I was gonna forget to do that.
That's all right. We'll just do it at the end.
Yeah, all good, bro. Anyway, it kind of makes more sense to do them when we pick.
Probably, but it's all good.
Yeah, we only did that last week because of Miles. We probably should. No, what? We'll fix that. That's my fault for not putting it here. Anyway, 5 Texans, 2 Patriots. For the Texans, I was just like, can their offense finally step up? I know it's cliche. I know it's not a very niche pick here, but look, we've seen flashes. Like we saw flashes last week. We've seen flashes in the regular season of them putting up 30, right? When does it come out? Does it come out in the playoffs ever? It hasn't really ever. They've won 3 playoff games in 3 years, but have they any of them look pretty? Not really. So you're gonna have to put up a lot of points or more points in this game. I don't know what this defense against Drake May is going to look like. I couldn't predict this game for anything, but you're probably going to need a really solid game for your offense to win this game. The Patriots probably aren't going to give you anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to talk about the Texans defense again just because it's like, it truly amazes me. Like, everyone flies around, and it's kind of a new monster for Drake. Like, he has not seen a team like this all year. Like, the way they fly around, they're everywhere on defense. They're constantly coming
There's 11 great players out there, not just like 3.
Exactly. So it's like the whole defense is really, really damn good. Like, it is insane. And if Drake May can adapt, which second playoff game of his career, like, you never know what could happen. It's going to be a long night for Drake May and the Patriots. So you have to adapt to that defense. He's got to be sitting in the film room all this week. I'm sure he is. And kind of looking into the film of that defense because they're
yeah, but what is there to watch?
Did they fly around?
Fun. Yeah, it's like,
they fly
oh wait, he's really good. I can't throw it there. Oh wait, I can't throw it there either. Oh, if I throw it there, it's a pick.
True.
Oh shit. Oh, there's Will Anderson on my ass.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's kind of
yeah. So my thing for the Patriots is how much does Drake May improve? Because I said it last week. Like Drake May's first game, what does he look like? And he didn't look great, right? He was able to limit mistakes. And he was able to come out with a win, but it did not look good. So you're gonna need a credible game against this defense if you want to score any respectable amount of points. That's just how it goes. So how much does he improve from last week, which is his first playoff game? You get a free pass. Now it's time to lock in against the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah. That's kind of a question. Is it crazy to say that Drake May has to outplay C.J. Stroud in this one for them to win?
I mean,
like, is that a crazy thing to say?
Is that expected?
I feel like exactly that's expected, but still, it's like I don't know. Like C.J. Stroud's been in this moment multiple times before.
And he's lost it all.
I totally agree, but he's been in the moment, and Drake May has not. And against this defense, C.J. Stroud doesn't really have to play like extraordinary unless Drake May does. And that's the kind of thing. It's like Drake May has to outplay C.J. because if you don't, it's wraps.
Absolutely.
Like it's wraps. So I kind of a quarterback battle, but I feel like one side for C.J. Stroud, he's been able to rely on his defense all year, and he's been decent in certain situations and been horrible in certain situations.
It's like,
so it just depends.
When C.J. Stroud has a good game, this team looks so beautiful.
God, it looks so good.
Like, because their offense,
it looks so good.
It has so much potential. They've got C.J. Stroud who has all the potential in the world. He can play quarterback with the best of them if he has a good game. And so the fact that it's not there consistently is kind of frustrating. Anyway.
Yeah, also, no Nico Collins in this one.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't think...
That is a really rough loss.
Really rough loss. I just called them out for that, actually. Only throwing to Nico Collins, which is low-key true.
No, they throw it to you. I mean...
Who do they throw it to? There's 3 other receivers.
Higgins and Jalen.
Yeah, as of lately, they've been getting the ball
a lot. Christian Kirk was insane.
Well, maybe it was only the time I needed him to score a few points of fantasy.
Yeah,
Then he Was that you I was playing?
Probably.
I think it was,
Oh, yeah,
that
he had
must
like
have been
29 or something.
He had, no, but it was like, I needed him and Woody Marks to combine for like, it was reasonable, but wasn't likely, and they had got in the first quarter. Because Woody Marks had like a 9-point drive, and Nico Collins caught every reception in the first quarter, and it was just like,
My boys.
Anyway, I don't like you very much. 5 seed Rams, 2
Fantasy
seed.
champ.
Yep, cool, dude. 5 seed Rams, 2 seed Bears, future draft champion, NFL picks champion. Anyway, for the Bears, I just said like, you gotta play a full game, and I hinted to this earlier. It's like the Rams are just too good, and I don't even know if I believe this or not. Like, if the Bears come back, am I gonna be surprised? No, but I think the Rams, if you give them the opportunity to look at, like, why do I even say it? Like, the Rams had the opportunity to put the Panthers away last week, and I didn't. What's to tell me they're gonna put the Bears away? I don't know. It's just kind of a stupid pick. I was tired, but yeah, I think you gotta play a full game at some point in these playoffs. The Rams, if they don't beat you, somebody else will. I think they will. Like, they play too clean of a football game to do that. They're not gonna turn the ball over. They're not gonna stop being aggressive, right? So I think if they get up 3 scores early, it's gonna be tough to come back. Unlike it was against the Packers.
Yeah, this is one, kind of a random one, but home field advantage I think matters in this one the most out of any teams left. Because, like, the Rams are going to a very, 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 it is going to be so cold in Chicago. And, like, the Packers last week have played in Chicago twice this year, right? Like, they always play in Chicago. They know how to play in Chicago. The Rams don't, right? They just don't.
I mean,
and then other teams like the Seahawks and Niners, they've played at each other's stadiums the whole year. The Broncos, Bills, like,
Bills, I think that's a really interesting thing, because how does that Mile High affect like James Cook? If he goes out there and runs for a 70-yard run, what does he look like? After that, how much is it to sit out? Does he look different the rest of the game? Like, I think that's a huge thing, because the Bills are going to try to play so fast on offense. Sure. So that's an interesting dynamic, but I don't disagree. Keep going.
Yeah, but like, it is going to be so cold, and it's obviously guys playing cold all the time, but this is a different breed. And in Chicago Bears,
Windy City, they say.
They play like a different team when they're at home. It's similar to the Panthers. Like, they always have a fight in them. And at home helps you in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting to see how that affects the LA boys. Anyway. So did I just impersonate Caleb Williams?
Dude, that's an elite pull. Remember you did that like a couple of...
I don't even know.
What was that, like 2 seasons ago? You did that about Justin Herbert or
yeah, it was Justin Herbert or something.
Yeah, something.
The LA boys.
Intro, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Yeah, you made it the intro. All right. The Rams, I said Stafford needs more help. Like, you had nothing for him last week. You didn't have a run game. You didn't have a defense. You didn't even give Matthew Stafford 10 fingers. And he still won the game. So, you need to have something that resembles a run game. When the Rams are able to lean on you with a run game, it's so difficult to stop them, because it's difficult to stop them when you know they're passing, much less when they're able to run the ball as well. And especially now that finger may affect him, and it did affect him last game. He'll need more help in this one if they want to beat the Bears.
Yeah, pretty much the exact same
Especially
thing.
In the cold, it's going to be tougher to throw the ball in the cold.
Yeah. Mine's the exact same thing. It's kind of lean on your running backs in this one, because you haven't had to really lean on them much this whole year, but if you can, it opens the game up so much. Like, truly, like, if they can run the ball, I think the game's over in the second quarter. Just because it's like when the Bears, when you run the ball against them, then they are heavy on the run. They have been the whole year, and they play a bunch of man coverage, and gosh, if Matt Stafford sees man coverage, it is over. So, yeah, pretty much the same thing.
All right, let's pick these games real
so
quick. Bills, Broncos, I'll start. I have Bills 24, Broncos 20. I think late in this game, kind of like I said last week, Josh Allen's going to take over at some point. And I think Denver's offense never really wakes up. Yeah, I had 20 points here. I think it's a slow 20 points. I think it's a methodical 20 points that you don't really see it happen. I think the Bills, it's going to be an exciting game for them. I think they come out with a late touchdown to win the game.
Yeah, I thought about this game for a while, and I was like, yeah, I think the Bills are making the Super Bowl. Like, I had them in the Super Bowl.
Bills, Rams.
At the beginning of my pick. Well,
bet on it right now.
No, but...
Bills 49ers. Bet on it right now.
And eventually I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, no. Like, what I saw from the Bills last week cannot make me pick them against this Denver defense. Like, truly, it can't. So I'm going to go with Bo Nix, and I'm going to go with the Broncos. I have it 17-24 in a close game. But I just think Josh Allen gets swarmed, honestly. And I think the Broncos walk out with a really big win and a statement-defining win. You get to play at home for the NFC Championship game or the AFC Championship game. Big deal for the Broncos. Big deal for the Mile High City.
Interesting how you said like what you saw last week isn't like are the Jaguars not one of the contenders too in the AFC?
No, I
the way they play, like
I totally agree.
Oh,
but
is their defense?
Their defense is a different breed than the Jaguars. Yes.
I think their defenses are somewhat comparable.
No, they're not. They're not.
Like,
who is the edge? Can you name one edge rusher for the Jaguars?
Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, it's true. But
so
and
Josh
Hines.
And Josh Hines. So yeah,
that's a good point.
But
it's nowhere close to Nick Bonita this year. Like there's no one close.
But like
no, the Broncos defense is a different breed. Like, they're ball hawking back there, bro. Like their secondary is way different than the Jags. Maybe the edge rushers I can give it to you, but
it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, the passing defenses definitely aren't the same, and interesting to see how that affects Josh Allen. Interesting to see how that affects James Cook down low, where they have probably a little worse run defense. So they have to have a worse run defense because it's not the best. Anyway, Seahawks Niners. I have Seahawks 17, Niners 10. I think this is another defensive game that they play kind of like the last time. I think you see kind of a similar game, and Seattle just makes the big play down the stretch. I don't know whether that big play is to make them up 2 scores in the first half, kind of like it was last time they played, or is it to win the game late? I don't know, but I think Seahawks make the big play. Niners don't, and that's why they win the game.
Yeah. I feel like all the signs tell me to like pick the Seahawks. Like
they do.
I even thought about picking the Eagles last week because once again, all the signs pointed to picking the Eagles because like better defense, more stout. Like
Nick Sirianni was
a bunch of different things, and like the 49ers have nobody. And this week, 49ers have less people. Like they don't have Kittle now, and they still don't have Fred Warner, and their defense is depleted.
Don't need to get on my soapbox again about receivers in the NFL when you have Kyle Shanahan. Sorry.
Not Kittle. That's a totally different thing. Kittle
is it?
Like, yes. What? Yes.
Every tight end can get schemed open.
No. That's just not true. Like Kittle is no. Kittle,
Jake Tong,
Trey McBride, and Travis Kelce are on totally different levels than any, and Brock Bowers maybe are on totally different levels than anyone in the NFL.
They are,
and it's not even like
they're better. Like there's an impact made, but like Kyle Shanahan can scheme me open.
No. Kittle in the blocking game, Kittle on the goal line. Kittle in every situation is a better option than Jake.
No, he's a better option. I understood that. I just said like
no, but it's not comparable. Like it's not comparable. Like you cannot sub the worst starting tight end in football for Kittle and him have the same production in that offense Kittle does.
Wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't be close.
It
just truly would not be close.
He'd be competent. Like they're all competent.
Maybe we'll see next year. Maybe when Kittle's out, we'll see what Jake Tungus does.
You'll see this game when Jake Tungus goes for 80 yards and a touchdown.
And if he does, then the 49ers will win. Yep. And that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go 27-21 49ers. And the whole thing for me is just like, when does the magic stop? Because like, I'm not going to pick against them until it does. So we'll see. Maybe it's this week. But it'll be the Brock Purdy and CMC show the whole day on offense and nothing else you'll really get to watch.
To me, like I was super high on the Niners at the end of the season.
Yeah, was too. That Seahawks game kind of ruined it.
That's what I was about to say. Like, it is like the Seahawks game. It's kind of like it felt the magic was over on offense. I didn't have a great offensive game against the Eagles. It was better.
Yeah.
But that 3-point game was like, ooh, like, do they have it against the best teams? And the Eagles were not that. This is going to be a big test. So, Texans-Patriots is next. I had Texans 24, Patriots 20. I think Houston's offense wakes up in this game. To what extent, I don't really know. But I think they wake up enough to put up a solid amount of points. And I think Drake May does all he can. I think he's going to have a solid game against the Houston defense. 20 points against the Houston defense is nothing to feel bad about. But I think C.J. Stroud is just able to play a solid game. Like I said earlier, you don't have to do too much. You got to put up points. I think they move the ball. They put up points. They control this game for the most part. And I think they win the 24-20.
Yeah, I've got it 23-17, the Texans' favor too. I agree. I think the offense plays a little better in this one. And I just think the defense does exactly what the defense does every single week. Now, I agree. I think Drake May actually plays a pretty decent game, but I don't think many people help him out. I don't think the run game is going to be able to get going. And I just think the Texans, once again, just kind of roll to another victory and go to the AFC Championship game. Which is
definitely. It's crazy to think that they've been one win to get from the AFC Championship every year of CJ Stroud's career. Mm-hmm. But, they've always run into like the Bills or the Chiefs or somebody.
Yep.
Anyway, Rams Bears is like I was just like second guessing myself a minute ago about the Rams. It's just in this game like the Panthers had to beat on them obviously. At some point they got their beat on them, and I think you're gonna see more of a game like the Cardinals game was in this one. Just because this Bears defense isn't very good. It's not. They give up a lot of points, and I think they're gonna get shelled by Matthew Stafford in this game. I don't think the Rams defense will play that bad again. I think they're going to pressure Caleb Williams. I think they've been really good at that, as just pressuring the quarterback when they get up and they can have momentum and they can just go after him. Jared Verse is a great player. They have some other guys, I think. on the interior.
Byron
Young, that's the guy. And I think Caleb Williams is going to be pressured too much to make a comeback. I got 35-20 Rams.
Wow, 15-point game.
That's not that bad.
That's a lot.
If they're up, if I see them up,
number 2 seed by 15 points.
I see them up 2 scores at halftime. So
that's pretty. I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going the other direction. Really? And for me, it's because the Bears proved to me that they can stick in any game with any team this entire year. And once again, the Rams have looked so stagnant. So until I see that Rams team that looked like they could win a Super Bowl, I'm not going to pick them. Now, this week could be the week because it's against that Bears defense. Sometimes there's a lot of chunk plays you can get against this Bears defense, and if they play man coverage, once again, Matthew Stafford will eat them up. But I've got 35 to 41 in the Bears' favor. I've got a shootout. I think it's an all-time classic. But I actually think the Bears force a couple turnovers in the fourth quarter that kind of determines the game. I think Caleb Williams makes some freaking plays. And I just think the Bears look better. I think they make an NFC title game.
What was your score again?
35 to 41.
Wow. Okay. Trying to pull up the graphic where they show who they come back against.
They've come back against like half their.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like they show like the scores, and they won. It's like they won all these games or whatever. I can't find it right now, but I just wanted to see like the caliber of team that they've done that against. It's like against the Packers without Parsons. It's like I don't know who else they've done that against. Like I genuinely don't know. So. Like, that's something interesting to see, how they been able to do it against the best. Because that's what they have to do in the rest of these playoffs, right?
That's right.
Including this game. So, I don't know, I might put it on the screen or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's just an interesting thought to have. Anyway, that'll be it for this one. Got some great shorts coming for you this week, as always, if James decides to post it. And then, again, more futures draft stuff going on next week. We're going to talk about the championship games. We're going to talk about the national championship game. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see y'all then. Peace. Peace.